Hello again. It is your friend Drumboy Reads Slow, and today our episode is absolutely pertaining to the absolute universe. And today's episode starts with the absolute truth that absolute Wonder Woman is a bona fide hit if you have a pulse. I cannot say enough good things about this comic. So let's just jump right into it. Roll tape. This one wound up exceeding expectations. The reviews could never have prepared me for this. But with one small caveat that, well, for me wasn't a negative, but I could see how it could raise an issue with some readers. Anyhow, let's go. Alright, so first impressions, I actually experienced those way back in the beginning. I actually started Absolute Wonder Woman reading month to month. I was really curious about those initial issues of all the Absolute Universe titles. So Absolute Batman, Superman, and our third here. The other three weren't in existence yet, if you know, you were there. But the general tone I was getting from the artwork was that this was the one I was kind of looking out for. I'm not gonna lie though. Initially, if you say like 3 issues into all 3 series, I have to say I was kind of digging Absolute Batman for its just pure, like it was just an absolute chaotic ride. It just felt like taking the Bat legacy and just setting it on fire and saying like let's just go crazy, or let's watch the world burn. So anyhow, but anyway, I keep hearing things how, you know, right now in DC, Absolute Wonder Woman might just be the title. And to be honest with you, you know, that is my mainest takeaway here. My absolute biggest thing was that if you are looking for just a title for your month to month release, it's consistent, it has been consistent. If you're looking for that title that you can just pick up off the shelf, maybe you've missed 5 issues and you can just pick up and get sucked right back in, that is absolutely the Absolute Wonder Woman format here. Every issue is modeled to basically be its own. I mean, it's never like a conclusive story. There's always a 2-part at very least, but the way everything is done, I found sequentially reading it actually, as good as it was, I actually almost wish I had been reading it, you know, month to month to month, because it was designed to be that way. And I don't mean it like, you know, in the sense that it ruins a sequential read, but you end up, how do I say it? You just, you get that sense of the pacing of the comic. You can see kind of how they're trying to, you know, take a story that might have been like, you know, 2 issues, and they're trying to, you know, stretch it out for 3. But that's, you know, kind of typical with, you know, some of the main lines. This is exactly, 100% what, you know, when I want to sit down and read like a Superman comic or a Flash comic, any of the characters that aren't Batman in DC, and I'm looking for that, you know, super high morale, but like the story is very, you know, kind of ABC, but I get, you know, like it makes you feel good that, like, you know, the hero just always wraps it up, you know, wraps the case up. And you know, the inclusion of, like, you know, having some intellect, you know, and all that, you know, that always made those stories with, like, you know, your bread and butter superheroes fun. And that's what you're gonna get with this. If you've been missing that, if you've been missing things kind of getting a little bit weird with them trying to stretch ideas so far, this was an absolute, you know, high human morality, high, you know, obviously an Amazon, but this like had it. What a comic book is supposed to be is just this purity in our main character, to a degree where it's just like, oh, would you stop? You're always gonna say the right thing at the right time. And so anyway, Diane is absolutely, you know, a very uncorruptible hero, and this comic seems uncorruptible. It seems like it cannot have a bad issue yet, and that is me, first impressions through 13 issues. But let's get into some of the more finite details of what made this so cool. Did I say Diane? I meant Diana. But anyhow, so Wonder Woman in the Absolute Universe is, we're gonna see, you get a glimpse into, her childhood, her adolescent years, everything, her entire youth up into adulthood, in different glimpses, the whole series. That is a big portion of it. Her relationship with her mother, how she gained the incredible tools that she uses as weaponry to stop threats that you end up understanding where she had developed her sense of character, all through the past, and where Diana has spent her past is in hell. The version of hell that's like in Greek mythology. So there's Zeus, Apollo, Hera, Hades, and they're all key players in the first 13 issues. This is definitely got, like a like that. It's definitely reminding me of the roguelike Hades. That was a real fun game for like 5 minutes. But I ended up beating that game, and this definitely gave me those type of vibes. How like the characters seemed to be like animated. It helped me kind of vividize everything. When I was watching these pretty intricate conversations go down. I really like the language. Kelly Thompson does an outstanding job. She's doing very original looking villainry, and I mean, I'm assuming she has some hand in it. The artwork by Hayden Sherman, though, like the imagination on that guy is fantastic. I love that style. I know some people aren't a fan of it. There is other art styles for an issue here, 2 issues at one point. Issue 6 and 7, I believe, features another artist. And issue 13 has as well. I was a little jarred by that one, but it's really about the writing and really about the storyline. But yeah, so she's been living in hell her whole childhood, and her mom is Circe. Her adopted mom is Circe, and that's essentially who is training her. So if in case you've never read a comic in your life and you've never been to a local comic store ever, there you go. Like, that's the premise of Absolute Wonder Woman, is that she's from hell. She's got like a magic thing going. If you don't know who like Doctor Strange or one of the more arcane heroes in comic history is, she's kind of doing stuff like that, where she's able to summon all sorts of magical things and magical tools. Her weaponry is to say that this has a little bit of the absolute Batman thing, where things are so over the top. Like at some point she grows a giant sword that looks like it's out of Final Fantasy VII to like 50 times its size, and cuts this gigantic beast almost in half. There's some over the topness that you would want from like a new universe launching to try and hype something as being so new and so different. But essentially in all ways, she comes off as very kind of like tough and able to handle herself, but she's extremely gentle. And she's got a way of communicating with all animals. I mean, this is Wonder Woman pretty much as you remember her, just absolutely, like black metaled out or something. Like, this is just so cool. But yeah, at the core, this might be like one of the most wholesome versions of Wonder Woman like you'll ever read. And she is absolutely her childhood is so crucial in it, and kind of getting you on her side. But in any regard, this book 100%. I have to reiterate, reads better issue to issue. You will want to like take a pause and enjoy what you had. You won't want to go rushing into the next issue because it gives you enough of a satisfying ending every single time. It gives you enough of a satisfying story. You feel like you accomplished something every issue. So I almost felt like I was kind of like just like forcing stuff in my mouth, like on Thanksgiving, and I was like, like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm way too old to be doing this. Well, that's what that like kind of felt like today. It was that I was kind of reading a comic, and not at its best tempo. But beyond that, so I mean, I can't give it a negative point on just general sequential reading. Like there's nothing wrong with doing it that way, but I honestly felt like I deprived myself, and going forward, I think this is gonna get added to my weekly set of comics. I'm trying to do ones more in infancy, but I think Absolute Wonder Woman can make the cut. Just being that one of those extras that I throw in every week. So in any regards, I'm trying to keep these reviews a little bit shorter. But I think what like really definitely got me here was how expected a lot of certain things were. I was kind of sold on it, and I kind of got what I wanted, but at the same time, this definitely took it a step further. I didn't know how much they could do in this universe, and now that my eyes are open to that, I kind of see the possibilities. So yeah, in the regard to like having legs and everything, this is everything right now that DC needs to be doing. Because of that, I mean, it's got to get like a 9.5 as a now, like next to perfect. I mean, that's a very hard average to keep, but I have seen absolutely nothing wrong, and I am so excited. I got more coming from the Absolute Universe. I've been promising this for like 2 weeks now. I do apologize. It's been very chaotic. I got Martian Manhunter, Absolute Martian Manhunter coming next. I did collect all 6 of that. I don't know the status of that as far as when it's coming out next, but or if it's coming out anymore beyond that 6. But I am halfway through it, and I can honestly say, if you have to pick one based off of the 2 I've read so far, Absolute Wonder Woman 100%. But we'll see. Maybe it'll redeem itself. Maybe there'll be a redemption arc. So in any regard, this has been Drumboy Reads Slow. I'm loving Absolute Wonder Woman. I think it's freaking amazing, and I cannot wait to read Absolute Superman and Absolute Batman and Absolute Flash. And I guess I'm gonna be finishing up Absolute Martian Manhunter, but I don't know. I might have some words.